Hey guys, so today I decided to do a 50 facts about me video because I recently reached 1,000 subscribers, which probably won't seem like a lot to a lot of people out there, but I think it's really cool. I mean, when you think about it, picture 1,000 people in a room. That's a lot of people. I think it's really cool that that many people watch my videos and like my videos, I hope. I feel like I gained 1,000 new friends, which sounds cheesy as hell, but it's true. So I just thought it would be a good idea because I feel like a lot of my videos are like obviously makeup related and tutorials, reviews and whatnot, and f***ing cat hairs everywhere. Anyways, I thought it would be cool to get to know me on a little bit more of a personal level. So I have my little handy dandy notebook that I just like scratched 50 facts about me in this morning. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start out with the obvious. Number one, I get really tired with my appearance. Hence the whole purpleness here we got going on. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know that I dyed my hair purple, so here we are. I actually dyed it blonde a couple weeks ago. That lasted for about a week because my want for purple hair just overcame everything else. It's not like I don't like my appearance and that's why I like to change it. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I feel like people that are more like on the creative side, like being creative, just kind of tend to change their appearance more often. I don't know, I just always get bored with my hair and deal with it. I am deathly terrified of flying. I don't know if it was a problem for me when I was little, like I think I was okay flying when I was like 3, 4, but as I got older I started to get more scared of it. I don't know why. I am terrified of being up in the plane and not being able to get off of it, you know, when you're like up in the air, and I'm absolutely terrified of like takeoff. I hate the sound. I hate loud sounds in the first place, but like I hate how the plane just like goes so fast and you're just like, I just hate it. It like gives me anxiety thinking about it. The landing is kind of cool because you're like, okay, I can make this, we're almost there, but then I also kind of like get really terrified and just imagine the whole plane blowing up when it hits the ground. What? So I have to take Xanax when I fly, which is actually not that bad. I just get knocked out and wake up when we land and it's awesome. On the topic of fears, I am really scared of like the ocean, not the ocean in general like a lot of people are, but specifically whales. I think this all stemmed from one of the levels in Mario for Nintendo. You know, the one where you're like swimming underneath the water and there's that sunken ship and there's that eel, that asshole that comes out and like tries to eat you. That scared the shit out of me when I was little, and I remember having my mom like try to beat the level for me because I couldn't do it. And so I think that my fear of whales just stemmed off of that. So thanks, Mario. Whales are just so scary. Like, I don't care that they probably won't harm you. Just the sheer like magnitude of a whale. They are so huge, and I just think about if I were swimming in the ocean and I looked down and there was like an eyeball of a whale, I would just shit my pants and then die. That's how I die. My first crush ever was George Harrison from the Beatles when I was, I think, 3 years old. I apparently told my mom that I wanted to cut my hair and dye it black so that I could look like George because I loved him so much. Stemming off of weird shit that I did when I was little, I went through a phase where I called every single one of my dolls and stuffed animals and Beanie Babies and whatever else I had, I called them Patty. Even if they already had names. Everything that I had was called Patty. And it got to the point where I wanted to change my name to Patty, and I tried to make my mom and dad call me Patty. I don't know why Patty, where that came from. Most of you guys probably already know this, but I'm legitimately obsessed with Harry Potter. It's kind of problem. Quinn and I love Harry Potter so much that we have gone to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter the past 2 summers, and the one in Orlando, and we're actually going back in September for the 3rd time, and I'm so excited because they just opened up the Diagon Alley part. Oh my god. Oh, it's so close. If you guys have been there, you will know how awesome it is. I have had oatmeal every day for breakfast for the past 2 years almost. Like, I can probably count on one hand the amount of times that I haven't had oatmeal for breakfast. I would eat oatmeal for every meal of every day if I could. I just love it so much. I'm addicted to sweets and candy of all kinds. I honestly will just sit there and eat candy until I make myself sick. I just love it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel like a lot of these are gonna be about food. I really don't like orange juice. I don't know why, but for some reason I love it on Christmas. It is the only day out of the year that I will drink orange juice pretty much. And I think that's just because we grew up like traditionally drinking orange juice and eating cinnamon rolls, I think, every Christmas morning when I lived with my parents. So it was kind of just like a whole Christmas thing. So I don't know. I hate orange juice, but I will drink it on Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, it is my absolute favorite time of the year. I just love the season and the food, all the baking, all the cool like drinks that come out. Typical, you know, just love it. When I was about 10 years old, my parents got my brother and I dirt bikes, which we would ride around our neighborhood because we lived on a private road. And one time I was trying to drive it back into the garage and I had it parked outside of the garage, but it was still on. And I went to, like, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was trying to like pump the brake to make, I don't know. Anyways, I ended up throttling the gas or whatever, and I like launched off of like in front of my bike and I slammed my face on the concrete floor of the garage. And so moral of the story is this tooth right here, like half of it is fake because I chipped it and I just like messed up my face. And yeah, so wait, no, I can't remember. Yep, this one. Chipped half my tooth off. That was fun. I went to Disneyland with my family when I was about 4 and we were in line for, I think it was Space Mountain. And Matilda was in front of us in line with her uncle, and so I got to meet her, and it was really cool, and it was pretty much my only brush with a celebrity ever, so pretty popular. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest, but my favorite shows are 30 Rock, The Office, Parks and Recreation, anything on the Food Network, honestly, like Cupcake Wars. I love me some Cupcake Wars. Slightly obsessed with Family Feud. I have never really been out of the country except for Canada, but I don't really like to count that because I live so close to the border. It takes me like an hour to get to Canada if I want to. I went through a phase a few years ago for quite a while and I would put ketchup on literally everything. I'm not even joking. I would put ketchup on the weirdest things like pizza, which actually isn't that weird. I would still maybe do that. It's delicious. I tried it on like salad and mashed potatoes, corn on the cob. I tried dipping like carrots and broccoli in ketchup and I think I liked it. I don't know why. I was just obsessed with ketchup. I rarely drink, just personal choices. I mean, I drink every now and then, but for mostly social situations, and I don't know. I went through my whole phase a while ago and I'm just kind of over it. When I was little, I can't remember if it was my mom or my dad, but I'm pretty sure it was my dad because it seems like something he would do. Somebody called me Dingleberry, and it was like more than one occasion, and I always thought it was just like a cute little like term of endearment. I had no idea what Dingleberry meant until a few years ago when Quinn told me that it's a piece of turd stuck to your butthole hair. So thanks, Mom or Dad. When I was around 13 or so, I discovered the Nancy Drew games for the computer. I played those probably 24/7 for like 5 years of my life, and I would still play them today if I still had them. I don't know what happened to them, but they're fun. Don't judge. If you guys have ever seen the movie Gremlins, you will know what I'm talking about. You know the theme song that would play like in the beginning and the end of the movie? I was so scared of that movie, but for some reason I watched it because I still liked it. But my brother knew that if he were to like hum or sing that theme song, it would scare me so bad, so he would just do that to piss me off. I would end up like crying in the bathroom and he'd be standing outside the door singing that song, so thanks. I really love being outside and exploring like nature and that kind of stuff. That's when I'm most happy and I just feel like I can conquer the world. I really love going on hikes and stuff like that and just being outside and appreciating nature. I'm really excited to settle down for the most part and like buy a house and everything, but I want to put that off for a while and spend the next few years after I graduate just traveling around, because I feel like that's the most important thing to do while you're young and don't have to settle down. So that's kind of my plan after I graduate in a few months. I really dislike water, which is weird. I just don't like the taste, even though I know a lot of people would say that it doesn't have a taste, but I disagree with that. It's really hard for me to keep up with drinking water, and I've tried to, you know, do the whole like drink a gallon of water a day thing, but I just can't. It's gross. So now that fall is coming up, I get so excited about pumpkin flavored anything. I'm just the typical girl who gets so excited about pumpkin spice, even though I work at a coffee shop and we can use that flavor year round. I just get excited when everything else pumpkin related comes out, like pumpkin cookies, pumpkin coffee, pumpkin anything. I love it. It's the best. I once sent my best friend a fake Hogwarts letter. She totally believed it too. And now that I think about it, that was kind of like an asshole thing to do because she never got to go to Hogwarts. Growing up, I was extremely shy. Like, I would hardly ever talk to anyone else, especially people that I didn't know. I would like hide behind my mom and stuff, and just I didn't like talking to people. I was so shy. Obviously growing up, I have grown out of it quite a bit, but I still consider myself to be pretty shy and just kind of a quiet person in general. Like I don't like to be the center of attention, and I've never been that way. I'm quiet, and sometimes I don't feel like talking, but I don't know, just how I is. When I was like around 12, 13, I had a friend named Julia, and I got a like video recorder for Christmas one year, and she would come over and we would make home movies, and we would like actually sit down and write scripts and stuff, and I would have to bribe my parents to help out too. Like, I remember my mom would be recording it because obviously Julia and I were like the superstars of the movie. I remember one movie we made, my dad was like a burglar that like broke into our house, and we made him like pretend to fall down the stairs, and he would like tumble down the stairs, and then we got ketchup out of the fridge and like put some on his face to make it look like he was bleeding. So obviously a really high budget film. My favorite thing to drink is coffee, and that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. I work with coffee, so I've had it almost every day like the past few years or so. I started drinking coffee in high school, but I love it so much, and I've tried to quit, but I can't. Speaking of things that I've tried to quit but can't, I'm obsessed with cookie butter from Trader Joe's. I think you guys have heard me say this already. I probably talk about it all the time. Like, I spend probably 80% of my day just fantasizing about cookie butter. I don't know if this started after Pirates of the Caribbean or Lord of the Rings, but I was obsessed with Orlando Bloom. Like, unhealthy amounts of obsessed. I had a pillowcase that I bought off Amazon that had a picture of Orlando Bloom's face on it, and I would cut out pictures of him from like my J14 magazines, and I remember I actually like cried a couple times because I knew that I could never be his girlfriend. I feel like a good way to describe myself is a perfect mix between Leslie Knope and April Ludgate from Parks and Recreation. They're like the exact opposite kind of people, but somehow I am like a combination of both of them combined, and it's so weird. I absolutely hate the feeling of adrenaline. I have probably been on like 3 roller coasters in my entire life, and I just don't like it. I don't like being scared like that. I like watching scary movies, and that's about as far as that goes. I just don't like roller coasters. I don't like feeling like I'm about to throw up all over everyone and everything in my path. I don't know, just me. I will go on an unlimited amount of like those spinny rides that just spin you around and around. I love those. I don't know, I just can't handle the whole adrenaline thing. I have never seen any of the Star Wars movies. There are a lot of movies that I haven't seen. I really love Elton John. He's so good. I really hate elevators. They really scare me. I just don't like being in that small of a space, and I don't like the feeling of when they first start going up or down. I think I've watched too many movies where people get stuck in elevators, and it just scares me every time. When I was 4, I think, my parents signed me up for a t-ball team, and I went to one practice, the first practice, and I remember they had me on like first base, and like 20 minutes in, I really had to pee, but I was too shy to tell anybody that I had to go to the bathroom, so I just peed my pants and I quit. And that was the end of pretty much my entire experience with sports. Something that has always been a big pet peeve of mine is when people leave time on the microwave. Like, if somebody puts something in for a minute and then they take it out at 47 seconds and there's like 13 seconds left on the microwave, I'm like, no. I used to get so pissed at my mom for doing that. I don't know why. My boyfriend Quinn and I have been together for 4.5 years. It'll be 4.5 years in September, which is by far the longest relationship I've ever had. Quinn and I are extremely alike, and it's really weird. I think when you're with someone like that for that long, you guys just kind of like become one. I don't know, that sounds so cheesy and stupid, but we just have like the same exact sense of humor and personality pretty much. I mean, he's a little bit weirder than me. I'm going somewhere with this. Like a year ago or so, we were riding in my car, and I can't remember where we were going or what we were doing, but we weren't even talking, and all of a sudden we just both started singing Fergalicious by Fergie at the same exact time. Like, not even the beginning of the song, it was like a part in the middle of the song, and we just both started singing it at the same exact time. I don't even think we were like listening to that song earlier in the day or anything. It just happened, and that's how connected we are. When I laugh too hard, I get the hiccups and or cry. I've done that since I was little, and it still happens every now and then. I think space is one of the scariest things that I can imagine. I don't like going outside at night and looking at the stars. It's terrifying. It just makes me feel so small and insignificant when I look up and there's like billions of other stars that probably aren't even there anymore, and there might be like aliens out there somewhere. I hate thinking about space, hate thinking about going to space, hate thinking about aliens. Just not my thing. When I'm older, I want to live in the country somewhere. I don't know if I mean like America or like Ireland. I just really want to live in a cottage with like a garden that I have out in the back, where I wake up every morning and like sit outside and drink tea or coffee and just have a ton of cats. Unfortunately, I get frustrated really easily for the dumbest reasons ever. I chew gum almost 24/7, and one thing that pisses Quinn off so much is I will take my gum out and I'll put it back in the wrapper and then just like leave it on the counter or on the table or just somewhere random, and somehow they get knocked off the table or off the counter, and then Quinn will end up like finding them on the floor, which, okay, I know that's annoying, but moral of the story is that I've tried to stop doing that and just like throwing my gum in the trash. And one day, this was like a couple weeks ago, I decided to go to the grocery store by myself, and I didn't realize until I got home that I had a huge wad of bright blue gum stuck to my ass. And I walked around that store for like 30 minutes. I don't even want to know how many people saw that. I am currently finishing my bachelor's degree right now, and I should be graduating in March. And Quinn and I are trying to figure out where we want to go after that, but we have narrowed it down to either the Seattle area or Portland, Oregon. When I was younger, I would play The Sims 24/7, not even joking. Like, I went through this phase where I remember I would play The Sims for like 9 hours out of the day, and I would not leave the computer room all day. I mean, like, unless I had to pee or eat, which probably honestly wasn't that often. I still don't know what I want to do as a career, and I'm okay with that. I'm just one of those people that I think it will come to me eventually, and I'm okay with not knowing right away. I want to have a few years to just figure myself out. I actually can't fall asleep unless I have someone tickling my arms, which sounds really weird and kind of creepy. Since Quinn and I started dating, we've lived together for a couple years now, and I can't fall asleep unless he's tickling my arms, and it's really weird, but it just feels so good. I love jewelry, I love how it looks, I like buying jewelry, but I just never wear it because I always lose it. Breakfast is my favorite time of day, every single day. I just love waking up and not having anything to do in the day, and then just like relaxing and laying in bed and eating breakfast. It's so nice. For as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be an actor. Like, I remember when I was like 10 years old, I just thought that would be the coolest job ever, but I could just never actually do it or do the steps to get myself there because I'm just too shy of a person. It just could never happen. Alright guys, so that is it for the 50 facts about me. I think I got all of them. I might have missed a few. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned some things about me that you didn't know already, and I've sufficiently embarrassed myself, so I'm just gonna sign off here. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!